Hi YouTube, Juke Baser here. There's an internet connection problem in IRFM and that's why you're not getting the shows because I'm not getting the shows. So what I'm doing, I'm posting shows which are actually missing from the channel. So bear with me till they fix their problem, please. Can't know I'll get vexed with me. I'm going to be constantly reminding you of the 5th of October, the biggest Black History Month event in Europe. It's actually a free event. You can get your free tickets on Eventbrite. That's in Birmingham on the 5th of October. But for more information, just listen to the advert.
After a huge success of the event last year, we're back. The Black History Activity Book Launch Part 2 with special guests the Royal Highness Queen Diambi of the Democratic Congo, Hemfudishi, Charmaine Simpson, and Dr. Mark Wilcott. And don't forget Andrew Linder, the author of the children's activity books, will be interviewed by the host, Mandingo, Pan-Africanist Gaviite. Come and learn how great you are. Make sure you support all the vendors in the biggest African cultural market in the UK. This event will be held Saturday the 5th of October from 12 till 7 p.m. This event will be held at the Bingley Hall, 1 Hockley Circus, Hockley, Birmingham, B18 5PP. For stalls call 07896 494 056. Follow Black History Activity Books on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. This is a family event, so bring all the children to the Black History Activity Book Launch Part 2, the biggest Black History event in England. Get your free tickets from Eventbrite today.
Now that's on the 5th of October, Birmingham, England. This is the Juke Baser channel featuring Mutabaruka on YouTube.
I will. This is the Steppin Razor, the art of war, with the right in between a big football match. So if you hear play pure music, no feel no way because we are watching it with one eye and I watch the other with the next eye. So here we are saying, I'll give thanks forward again. We're there with you. You know, right in the heart of the Argentine. Hey, one love Argentina get already, you know, and the match so done, you know. So all the people them like all my brethren behind me there. Me hear Shamara say she go cry if Argentina lose. And she don't have no money upon them, you know. She don't know money upon them. The big money is where my brethren that sit down behind me have Brian gamble big. Understand? And a football him gamble big with. I hope your baby mother listen to know how much money you gamble in an IRFM with your co-worker them. And I lose too. Yes. See all Alex man coming here to know what going on. You see there? Where you pay on them?
Brazil, man. Brazil.
Oh, all the while. We not lose a Brazil. We not lose a Brazil. And that me say too.
Yeah.
All we hear them go away.
We not lose.
So, I true if Argentina lose a match, then go home?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Somebody else have to go do something else to make them stay here.
Yeah.
All right, well, them go and sit down in the motel room then. Okay, so here we are saying so now. We can't do too much things until this match are done. That's simple. Because we don't understand we are going out the road there. You understand? Everybody is interested in that politics and which road we have fixed right now. You understand? Road going to match up like a more. They don't want to see Argentina lose. Me want them lose. Yeah, this is the Steppin Razor. I tell you, say, a different kind of Steppin Razor. Hey, I too love, you know. Like Argentina go, hey, wait, Brian run up, Brian collect money, Brian can't see the dollars in front time. Argentina only in a problem. Anybody who cheer for Argentina out there, you know. Anyway, enough more time left, but the program has to go on. Yes, well, the match done, you know. A 3-love, Croatia gay. Argentina 3-love. Can't believe that. You better believe it. So, and that's right there. So we can't go back to normal program. Believe you me. That was something else. In the last moment, man. Football match it name. Trust me. Football match it name. Yes, this is the Steppin Razor, the art of war. There with you. Again, come forward, want to give thanks to Caroline for sitting for the two program them were never there. You know, I mean, we sit down and listen to them. You know, we give thanks. We give thanks to the sister upstairs in the IT department who set we right as we can listen it loud and clear. And I want to tell you, say, we hear it clearer than when we don't here. I tell you, yeah man, we hear it clearer than when we don't here, man. I don't know it's what. with that something there, but it's really clear. So we give thanks to that. Give thanks for Neil, who did there, because we know say young, now come here if we not there. You understand? I just sweat go. Me and him work together. You understand? So, yeah man, we appreciate that. But you know, say the football fever in the year, and yeah, we can't run against football right now. Trust me. There's no way we can't run against the football. So we just go and do a thing and make it work out. But we have some interview for go on. Yeah, we have an interview the president of the Private Sector Association. You know, there's a thing we are going on now with the dollar runway. Yeah, the dollar running away, and the government seem to not want to make the people them know the truth about that. It's not helping way when the dollar run way. Them finding all sort of excuse. You know, if we not produce enough, if we not export enough, the dollar is depend on level, especially with Trump had though. And we see that the minister, Shime name, yeah, him come with some argument about the reason why certain things are going is because of CARICOM and them now have no fair trade. Him sound like Donald Trump. Yeah, him a blame the iniquity of trading, especially with Trinidad. And we say that Trinidad have whole heap of things are going here, so. But the reason why Trinidad have so much things in our supermarket is because them have produced enough things. Yeah, enough things them have produced. So if we did have produced enough things, maybe we could have get a headway in the other Caribbean country them. So free trade, we hear Donald Trump ball out the same thing, and then put all sort of things pan invest from China, and now him a fight against Canada. By the way, Canada legalized ganja. Anybody did hear that? That Canada legalized ganja? Canada, very conservative country, legalized ganja. Yes. Anyway, we see Donald Trump and make almost a trade war develop where the European them now decide say the tariff them are coming for them thing, them are going to charge 20% same way like him, Donald Trump, I lick the Chinese them are re-lick them and thing because the production, because him a blame say them are bringing things and too much foreign things in our country. Well, granted too much foreign things in our country, but when you not produce enough to release it, then you know say you have a problem. That is why China is one of the biggest trading partners now with Africa, especially South Africa. You know, but we look now and we see this man in a parliament the other day attack, say, CARICOM and Jamaica are getting a raw deal because of certain things. We're getting a raw deal because there's all in the production that we can talk about. You understand? So when the dollar drop, according to them, you get more leeway with the American dollar. We do things, but we don't use American dollar. We use Jamaican dollar. And poor people want to feel it. Because when you go into the supermarket, the things them going to cost more were imported. That is really the argument. And the things them where poor people are buying, most of it is imported. It's not like say them are buy things where really Anya saw. I will put things Anya saw. Take for instance like onion. Most of the onion in Jamaica imported. Onion, garlic and all them something, they imported something. And you need US dollar to buy them things there. But when it come to we, when the man them who are buy it, when it come to we, them have to lick the money because them have say, if them got to do it now, bam, them have to lick it in a Jamaican dollar. And them have to show you, say, boy, $1 equal $130. Them have to put on for them price for it. So them have to jack it up. So last week when it was 120, now 130, who to tell? Maybe buy hurricane come and go on at 160. Yeah, maybe when hurricane start liquid and then you see it gone, you say everything jack up even more. So we want to talk to the private sector, man, because he have some very forward-thinking ideas, and you know, I like him talk. I interview him one at a time. I like him talk because yes, I don't know which bubble these guys are living in. You know, these bubbles. Them are living in bubbles. Them always make the thing look like everything is going okay and fine, and it's not going fine. It's not going fine, Rasta. The things them going to raise and raise and raise. And when Donald Trump goes to bomb and lay out laws against certain Russian entities in Jamaica, it's going to be a problem. It is a problem. Because we see workers that lose them work and all them something because the company where them are working connected and aligned with certain Russian company. And the government are going like say everything is okay and donkey doodle. I don't like how them don't want to tell the people them the truth. I mean tell the people them the truth. You know, the truth to set you free, man. Anyway, we have on the line President of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, Mr. Howard Mitchell. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I am totally okay, sir. And I must say that it's the first private sector president I want to talk to. Yes, I think you have some very forward-moving thinking.
Well, I hope it's a sign that things are changing. And
yes, all right. So me could ask you a question, yes or no? The dollar, them say $130, right? $130. That is for the people them who trade in dollars. Because when we go buy it, when we go buy it as local, them sell you for this exorbitant price. And when them buy it from you, them put it down way down. And we see even the traders them, like the supermarket them, them give it for much lower than where the bank, like 110. That they go try do something, them says 110. Me go did you sell them says 110. I say, but a 120 we're supposed to get for them. Say no, them are change it for 110. So right away they say, you know,
they're
say
making off the spread. And Muta, you know, the only way we can fix that, because no matter how many different formulas and systems and whatnot, the only way we can fix that is to produce more and export more.
Well, I let me just say a while ago. I let me just say when the minister, we hear the minister bawl out about, you know, the trading between CARICOM is not equitable because Jamaica get a rod in and Jamaica buy more things than them are buy from we. It's because we not produce enough. You know, when you go to the supermarket, you see so much Trinidadian, this Trinidadian that. When you go to Trinidad and go in the same supermarket, you hardly see the Jamaican this and Jamaican that. So production must be the key.
Muta.
Yes, sir.
You can't be a slave and a master at the same time. It's either we make up our mind.
Yes.
We talk about food security on the average every 10 years. It come whole food security. We have to be self-sufficient. We import 80% of what we consume. 100 years ago, we were producing twice in almost every crop sector. We were producing twice what we now produce. The youth have moved off the land. We have forgotten how to grow things. We do not treat agriculture as anything important, and therefore young people don't want to do it.
Yeah.
We have lost the technology of agriculture. Everybody wants to be a lawyer or a doctor. When they produce 300 lawyers a year and only 100 of them can get employment, and them hang up outside of Maypen hospital under the tree and wait for the ambulance to come. Right? We need to get real.
Yes. Yes. All right.
And the only way we can solve that problem is if we produce our crops, process them to get value added, use the fact that we have some of the best exotic flavor profiles in the world and demand a price fight and earn the dollar. And then we can say to the banks, back off a little bit. We're better than you.
So I can ask you a question. You see, the minister, I think it's Shah, it must give him the speech about CARICOM and how the inequity between trading. I think. Isn't that because of the lack of production why it appeared that way?
No. What has happened with CARICOM is two things. One, the balance of payments deficit that you see existing with Trinidad, for example, used to be because Trinidad would sell us fuel, oils for fishermen, fuel oil, special purpose fuel oils and that, so that we had to pay for that. So a large portion of the balance of trade. Other thing that happens with Trinidad in particular is that, and with Suriname, I'm sorry, not Suriname, Ghana and Belize, goods come in, raw material come in from other places, them get a little brush up, and they are CARICOM goods, they don't pay any duty, and them come up and sell to Jamaica, which is their largest market, right? So that is the unfair part of it. And the only way we can deal with that within CARICOM is to take it to the CARICOM heads of government and raise hell. We don't do that because the private sector, for the most part, work our way around it and them now stand up on them rights. The other thing we can do, Muta, right, is to produce. When we talk about Trinidad peanuts, I met with Mr. Lockjack. I met with Mr. Lockjack's representative. And when we complain about Trinidad selling peanuts into Jamaica, the man said to me, listen, we will buy peanuts from Jamaica, you know, instead of Venezuela.
Yes.
Right? But we want 4,000 tons of peanuts a year of this particular side and grade.
And we're not producing it.
We can't produce it.
Yes, yes.
So, you know, I mean, you cannot stand up on your two legs and beg, and you cannot beg and stand up on your two legs. We have to make up our mind who we are and what we're about. We have such a fantastic brand globally. Right? And what? We are the only ones who don't know it.
All right. Well, I want to figure out, you say, what is it that, all right, we know say the production is one of the things them, and the sliding of the Jamaican dollar, because I have heard the reasoning that it could have been 130 from last year, and then the blow wouldn't be so really bold for the people. What do you think about that argument?
Well, it's a political issue. If I am not an economist, let me just say this, but if you listen to the economists, what they are saying is that for us to be competitive at the low rate of production that we have, and with the kind of goods we produce, the dollar would be more, and with tourism, would be more competitive at 150 to 1 or in that range. At 150 to 1, the people are going to die.
Well, that may I say.
So politically, it is not acceptable. So what we are doing is juggling. Because what happens, you know, is we get flows of dollars sometimes on a seasonal basis, and then sometimes people buy dollars. Big companies buy dollars or convert dollars for their own reasons to pay back debt or whatever rate change, so they buy the dollars. But we do not have a sufficient supply to accommodate those peaks and valleys. And as a consequence, the dollar jump.
Because they have to get the Jamaican dollar and change it now.
Right. So what the Bank of Jamaica has to do is to intervene. And not only that, but what the Bank of Jamaica has done, and I respect that, because that's what the only thing they can do in the circumstances where they have a limited supply of dollar, is they try and even it out with the use of this mechanism they call the de-fix-it, where they project the demand for the dollar. Sometimes they miss, right? And they look at inflation rates and use the inflation rate mechanism to adjust the flow of the dollar. Sometimes they miss, and when they miss, the dollar moves either up or down. Plays hell on the small businessman who go buy things and come back and want to sell, and buy the dollar at 120.
20, yeah.
And when he come to replace him good, the dollar is at 132 or 134.
Yeah.
You see, and don't have the cash flow to support the business. That is the problem when you are poor and broke.
Yeah, but once at a time when them have the things them stuck up in warehouse, when they pay 124, and then now the dollar gone to 130.
No, you're not surprised either. And that's the thing. And it works several different ways, because even with the manufacturer or the wholesaler, he will get a break. Let us use Wisynco. Wisynco announced 2-3 months ago that they were dropping their prices by 3% because the dollar had stabilized at a reasonably low way. And then sell to retailers. So the retailers have the goods at that price, and they may or may not adjust their prices to pass on the benefits.
Yes.
So that's the problem when you don't have a sufficient supply of the dollar. And what we need to do is address the root cause,
which is the
not
production.
complain about the little ends and odds that are making us suffer.
All right. Well, to the tourism dollars, because apparently the tourism seems to be flourishing. All of that, enough of that money they are staying at Jamaica though, or all that work?
Well, the fact is that most of the big hotels that are in Jamaica are part of a hotel chain.
Yes.
And human nature is such, and you can't blame them. This is how they operate.
Yeah.
They buy their goods at a central location or through central commissaries because they get a price break.
Yes.
So when they operating in Jamaica, they will ship goods to Jamaica, breakfast, food, all kind of things to Jamaica, and they're getting duty free. So when the farmer come now, when you come with your carrot and your tomato and your thing, one, your price can't match those goods that they bought in bulk. Two, that they don't pay you for 120 days. So what the government, I think, and I've seen efforts with it, they're trying to do is to create linkages that smooth out that. But in the meantime, the fact is that the hotel chains, the dollars that the tourists buy the vacation here for, much of that dollar doesn't come here in the first place.
Gone over so.
Because them keep it over there and them use it to buy them liquor and them food stuff that they ship in here and sell and consume. Now, how do you get around that? One, we have to produce good quality agricultural goods, and the government has to put in place policies that prevent the hotels from bringing in substitute goods as long as we have supply here.
Yeah, like foreign dancers.
Right. That's a different argument again.
All right.
I'm not an expert in that one.
Yeah, we know. But I can ask you a question. You see, if a company, all right, so they must sell them goods, and them sell the goods based off for the dollar at 120, and them give what 60 to 90 days for pay, or 30 days.
Yeah, it certainly depends on what the relationship is.
Yeah, all right. So them at this time them say, all right, 120, so them divide it and say, all right, it's 120. But in the between the time when you're going to pay them the money, the dollar gone to 130 odd, when them they don't sell the goods already. The person who buy the goods, did not sell it based up off of that rate at 120. But now when the dollar gone to 130 now, how them rectify that?
You remember Monty Perkins?
Yeah.
Monty Perkins spent years trying to articulate it. The fact is that the only way that you can deal with that is if you project ahead of what you think the dollar is going to be. In other words, price your goods at a percentage more
than the dollar worth
it's going to be.
Yeah.
Now, the difficulty with doing that is that it creates an inflationary pull.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So prices will stay up. But that you can't do anything else, because if you buy goods at 128, say, and you price it at 128, and the dollar moves to 134, when you take in the money that you have sold the goods for and go back to replace them now, replace your inventory,
your 90
you won't
days
be able to afford as much.
Yes.
So you have to play a game that projects what the dollar is going to be ahead of time, plan for it, price it at that, and the problem is the little low-wage earner in the street is going to be paying more for the things on the shelf. That's why onion costs so much, imported onion costs so much.
May I tell you? So
and imported tomato and
garlic.
We have to produce yasso.
Yeah. So that means now the government is not the government unless we now chip in to it. We have to be the government,
sir,
to facilitate what we want.
I'm trying to put forward a theory, you see, that the days when, that's why, if you cast your mind back, that's why I said we have a plantation-style politics. Because it must no longer be that we elect a government to take care of us. We must take care of ourselves. We must elect people to lead us, not to rule us. Okay? And to consult with us. And to participate with us in decision making, because the paradigm has changed. The days when we could just kick back and allow Bucky Martha to produce the 3 meal a day for we and the yards of fabric at Christmas time, we just galang under the tree. Those days are finished. We must now be men.
Yes.
It's time to grow up.
All right. On a personal thing, I know, as a president of the private sector,
Yes, sir.
there is a feeling that the private sector is in bed with the government and allowing the government to do certain things for the people, them oppression continue. As the president, what do you say about that?
Well, sir, I'm not in bed with no man.
No, and I talk about the man. I said the government. The government. When I talk about the man now, when I put the government as male or female, we say the private sector.
Listen, the private sector is going to act in protection of its own interests.
Yes.
We need to understand that. That's the reality.
Yes.
Okay? It's going to act in protection of its own interests. In that process, it may protect its employees or its customers. But do not expect the private sector to do anything other than look after itself. You can get a capitalist with a heart.
Yes.
Who will acknowledge that he must take care of some people. But
you have any of them out there because I can't talk to them?
You what?
A capitalist with a heart.
There are some of them around.
Them out there, all right.
Yeah, man. There are people out there. Look, for instance, National Continental Bakery. They are an exemplar. They are an example of how a business should run. And they look after the smaller business people, then provide scholarships, they provide education for small business people coming. That's where we need to move to. But in the meantime, Muta, the small business people must be independent, and we as a people must develop ourselves to stand up for ourselves.
The people must lead so that the leaders follow.
The government. The problem with the government has gotten not just this one.
Yeah.
They have gotten so comfortable with this idea that we put them in charge of our things and then them give back some of what belongs to we.
Yeah.
That it is very difficult to change their
mindset,
show them that they can still stay in power, but we can participate. That is the task of the young people for the 21st century, participative democracy.
Yeah. I still want to go back to the private sector argument, though, because the private sector seem to be getting some incentives there that almost seem anti-people. And I understand. Eh?
Give me an example.
No, I understand where you say that. Well, like the banking thing will come up the other day about the money paid when you change check, money paid.
The fees. Eh? And that's a good example.
Yeah, all right. So what I say now is like, if the people perception is that the private sector, and I understand where I said that they're supposed to serve them own thing, but where there is a gap between the private sector and the people, because it is the people that is developing the private sector. And the government now is seen to be working against the people for the private sector. The art where you talk about, the capitalists, where them have art, you don't think that the private sector, just like how you come now and talk this way, could have really sit down with the government and say, look here, we understand what you're trying to do for the private sector, and given that a whole heap of private sector is making big profits right now, shouldn't be there a line where you say, no, government, you can't do that, because this and that and that, rather than saying, yeah, man, give it because we going to get more money.
I hear that, and the banking example is a very good example. The reality as I see it is that, first of all, you cannot expect a man at all times to govern himself. And that's why we come together and create a government, right? And the purpose of government is to smooth out those differences and inequalities and inequities. And in that sense, I will say to you as the president of the private sector that in respect of the banking fees, I think that the government has not, for the most part, has not done its job.
Yes.
But I will also say to you that the people, the politicians, the leaders, the representatives who were making noise about it, I don't think that the people that you speak about gave them enough support so as to convince the government on this occasion to move against the interests of the powerful private sector. And speaking. I'm trying to speak as objectively.
Yeah, I understand. I hear you. You may have nightmare tonight.
Democracy is a balance of interest.
Yes.
And if something affects the people must let their representatives know.
Yes.
Don't sit down and I'm not saying you must go out and bun tie either. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm simply saying there are ways to articulate your desires and your demands to make the politician know, because a politician is sensitive to two things: money and votes.
Yes.
Okay? And how you balance off the private sector interests of money is by votes.
Yes. Well, we're going to see what's going to happen here, because I am foreseeing 150 before the hurricane, but after the hurricane done.
Oh Lord, I hope you are wrong. I
am told that you have people in Ocho that is selling it for $150 already and getting the price.
But I know that the speculators have made a lot of money over the last 6 weeks, and I'm trying to tell
Oh, you hear about it?
Yes, no. One thing I try and do, Bob,
Yeah.
is I try and get the messages from the ground, because that is what keeps me grounded.
Yes. Me too. That's why I know we're true.
You can't stay here and know what's going on the ground.
Yeah, that's the idea of 150 when it is 130 is very scary.
But I have heard of instances, as you say, where people are taking in your dollar at 110, and they are selling at 138 and 140.
But
these are the things that happen outside of the established system when you have these fluctuations. And they hurt people. There is pain.
I realized that day before yesterday when I come off a plane, and as I reach on the ground, so my phone dead, them say, because of... And when I look in my back, I say, right now, I can see how much money I can spend. And I said, lady, how much you going to, in the digital, how much you going to give me for the UH? She says 110. I said, but
that's at the airport.
Yeah, I said, but when I was leaving here, it was 120. I just said, no, that is what them change it find the bank. But right now, we buy it for 110. I said, wow.
But you see, my brother, we want a free market.
Yes.
We want a free market. And that's what I'm saying. The cost of independence is that you have to be self-sufficient.
Self-sufficient.
You really have to
Definitely.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Give thanks.
Yes, sir.
I'm so happy that you respond to it very positively when we call.
Well, it's reality we're trying to deal with.
All right, sir. Give thanks.
Okay.
Yes. That was the president of the private sector organization of Jamaica, Howard Mitchell, and I must say that I've never really heard a president talk that way, coming from the core of the capitalism in Jamaica. Okay. Oh, you look so tall, Neil. A long time you don't see. Wait. Oh, the man just took so... You have high shoes, what you say?
Never on shoes.
They never usually have on shoes. But I go like you have motor friend, you know. No, look, the man look so tall, Rasta.
I grew up.
I know this everybody don't have from I get thick except me, you know.
I grew up.
I have to spend some time, look, I'm called Shamara. Look how Shamara get thick, Rasta. Believe you me. Shamara get well thick. Anyway, click it. Yeah, this is the Steppin razor. The art of war. We just talked to the president of the private sector, you know. It's really weird, because I reflect on the reasoning, and I say, if you're in a business, I know, and you buy things are foreign, right? And you buy the things them for 120, right? And when you buy things for 120, you have to put on your little things where you bring it down yourself, you sell it to somebody. But you give them a 30-day credit or a 90-day credit. I mean, they bring it up to the bridge a while ago, a 90-day credit. And you did buy it for 120, the US dollar for 120. And when you sell it, right, to the man who will sell it back now, by the time I'm ready to pay you, the money gone at 140. That means that 20 more gone on the dollar. And you did don't sell it because you did buy the dollar for 120 already. That not gonna work out. That not gonna work out. So you know what you are gonna do now? You're gonna say, well, if I did buy it for 120, seeing as how me anticipate the dollar for go at 140, I'm gonna put on enough And it's almost like you automatically sell the dollar at such an exorbitant rate that it make the little man who come buy from you feel it. I don't know if the politicians, they must see, because I don't know. I don't know scientists in these fields. But me just I use my little brains and I say, but how that going to work out? How that going to work out? Because the man I go sell him things now anticipate the money by the time him sell something for go pay me back. The money I go fly gone up there, so I'm going to just carry that money there down to the little man who I go buy there, so. And him have to pay the big money. That no fear, man. That no fear at all, Rasta. That no fear. You're going to make Neil start walk up and down with tear up pants. Like everybody I do it now. Maybe it's the times that we're living in that people start walk up with tear and say style. Or fashion. I shouldn't even say style. It's a fashion. But food, I mean onion, garlic, tomato, all of them shouldn't be imported. Jamaica should not import onion, Rasta. Every garlic in Jamaica now made in China come from China. Why to we? You mean say really and truly now? You mean say all ginger, the foreign ginger versus the local ginger? My mind is not twisted. I know exactly what I say. You see Jamaican ginger compared to foreign ginger, there's more therapeutic value in the Jamaican ginger. Because when you grate a little Jamaican ginger in some cane juice, and you grate if you have quarter pound of foreign ginger, and you have quarter pound of Jamaican ginger, you grate a little ginger in some cane juice, the same amount. You know, the same amount of cane juice. Trust me, when you taste the Jamaican ginger, why you look vital? Why you look be hungry? And everyone know what me talk about who knows say ginger in a cane juice is therapeutic. Squeeze little lime in it and it's more therapeutic. There's no way the big old foreign ginger better than the Jamaican ginger. And the only reason why Jamaican people don't want to buy the local ginger is because it's fine and dirt upon it. And Jamaican people don't like dirt. Them don't like dirt because them think that dirt mean dirty. Dirt and dirt is two different things. Because some people dirty and them not in a dirt. Some people in their yard and then dirty. When you hear them in their yard, you know say them dirty, but the dirt not in there, pure concrete. So something can be dirty and it's have no dirt on it. And when we look on Jamaican ginger, it is not dirty. It just have dirt on it. And all you have to do is get a nice brush or all the same thing where you wash your plate with and rub the ginger. So you don't have to peel the ginger because the foreign ginger you have to peel it because it's big enough to peel. But the Jamaican ginger, you don't need to peel the ginger. You just wash it and rub it enough. Get out the dirt. It's fine and thing, but there's no way a man could have tell me, say, if me see Jamaican ginger and foreign ginger in a supermarket, it could have, man, the foreign ginger could have cheap little more. Me not buying it. Because me know the therapeutic value of ginger. Ginger is a key element in all sort of ailments where you have. Put it in a cane juice, mix it with a little lime and all them something there. Oh gosh, man. So I don't understand why is it that we are import all of these things. Why we exporting things where we're not having here in Jamaica? Shouldn't it be that we export the excess? Why are we producing things to export it? Or not producing things at all like food crop now, food crop. Why are we planting food for export instead of planting food for consume in Jamaica? It don't make no sense to me. I don't know if it's because I am not university savvy in these things, but I know say You must produce enough in your country to feed the citizenship first, and then what you left, you export it. But if you have the nation that sit down and plant food for export, then what the hell we going to eat on yourself? We're going to buy things from foreign. So most of our food come from foreign, and the things that we plant, so we are export. It's madness. It's madness. We're not supposed to export things where we're supposed to eat, where we don't have. We import wheat. We import wheat. Before we tell people them, say, banana, the same green banana where people talk about them now want, that can make banana flour. The same breadfruit with breadfruit type on top of breadfruit flour, banana flour. We must, we are agro-industry. That is really what we should have searched for. Agro-industry, where we turn the agriculture in an industrial manufacturing things, where you process it and make it become something else. So when you have breadfruit and breadfruit enough, you just breadfruit flour. You have banana flour. A good flour that it's better than whole wheat, because the whole wheat genetically modified in America long time, and it's a build up for them business. And when them can't sell it, them get what them call it now, the government give them subsidize it. Government in America now subsidize organic food. Government in America don't subsidize organic food. So you have wheat, soya, which is the main crop, wheat, soya, and corn. And we get most of the corn them from foreign now. All of them things they're genetically modified already. The wheat, why we have so much wheat? Not to mention the white rice. One to the land them where them have cane and plant. We have to stop plant cane in Jamaica right now and plant rice in the place that we cane used to plant. That's how it for go. Because Jamaican people need rice more than how they need diabetes. Simple. The excessive amount of the government have a thing against them a try promote no sugar this, no sugar that, no sugar that. It's like tell a man say cigarette not bad for you, cigarette bad for you, yet still never promote cigarette. I mean, I talk about Jamaica now because them now have no cigarette advertisement on the radio, but really and truly, it's like I tell people say alcohol bad for you, and every day you hear alcohol advertisement on the radio, and then they must say drink responsibly. What the hell are they talking about drink responsibly? You think the little 19-year-old, 17-year-old people them their party, think about responsibility. Sex, drug, and dancehall music, and that them I work with. And what better to put you in the mood but to drink some rum and alcohol beverages and just behave like you're an idiot. Jamaican, the government, all of them land where them have cane pan now. Them should have other crop upon it. Because cane is not in anymore. It is not hip to be planting cane. Cane is for slavery days. And we're still in that slavery. The man have chopped down cane and the cane has scratched them and the money where them get for how much acre, ton of cane. And I say, wait there. We don't understand that. Jamaican people, we import white rice. White rice. Jamaican people don't want yam brown because I say it look dirty. Hear the word again, dirty. The rice look dirty. Them used to have a rice, them Demerara rice that come from Guyana. Brown rice, like what? Yeah, some Jamaican people, they not eat it. I said, not a rice. We used to buy rice at Westmoreland. All them rice land we used to do at Westmoreland, one to them land there. All them places where they talk about sugar cane, and them should have go with that. Too much sugar in the system. And now the white rice take up its levels now. White rice, everything white rice. I know Jamaican people, when you look at them plate, are more rice than meat. Because the rice make you fully up, it puff up your belly. Because it's carbohydrate. Carbohydrate puff up your belly. And then it convert into sugar in your system. And then we have diabetes and then people that say, oh, diabetes. There's one thing where I have a problem and I talk to the minister already about it. I say, look here, me understand the levels where you start at one place for go the other place, but really and truly, I am seeing that carbohydrate is one of the most serious problem. And then I say more than sugar, but it's there side by side with sugar. Because people eat carbohydrate every day. Patty, cocoa bread, white flour, rice, all of the things them. Yam, cocoa, Irish potato, all of them things there is carbohydrate. Most people, when they eat them food, them eat mostly carbohydrate in the food. And we have produced yam and cocoa and dasheen and banana, and we now do the work where grandmothers and we father used to do. Because when granny yam the whole heap of cocoa and dasheen and yam and all them things there, she walk all miles to go catch water. And grandpapa get up early in the morning, 5 o'clock, to go tie out the cow, and them come back late in the night. And you wonder where them in the field and plant food and them thing there. They need tough food because them a move. Nowadays people now move. They move from them house to the taxi, from the taxi to them office, them sit down at the office, and all them do is get up for go take a piece of paper in some, where them call it printer, or them take a paper in this, or we just sit down. We're not doing no physical work more than say, you have some people know physical work, say go on to the gym. What the hell you going to gym for? To work out. Then if you go to gym and go work out, and when you done you go home, go yam, cocoa, white rice, white flour, white sugar, white bread, all of them things. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. It don't make no difference. Because you're not doing no work for burn out that. You're not doing no work. The little 2 hours where you're spending at the gym, all the moment where you go to gym, go to the gym and John catch you outside. You think a joke. You wait for you go in a gym, and when you go outside, John will wait for you and Tom and Harry and Dick. Not to mention Dick. Neil. Dick? Hey, Dick dangerous, you know. I'm not talking with the woman them because everybody go to gym. Most of the women them not them go to gym. I can't understand how a woman go to gym or a man go to gym, and then when him don't go to the gym, him gone a fast food restaurant. What the hell kind of contradiction that? You go fast food restaurant. And the weirdest thing about it, some of them know them order the whole heap of this and the fries and this, and then them order Diet Coke. The Diet Coke now supposed to ease the whole. They catch you hard, and they catch you hard. Look here, man. If the people lead, the leaders will follow. We need some people to govern the country and have the people in them thoughts. I not talk about election, no, like you hear me and the man I talk about say government, these politicians, it's just win election. It's been them want to say in power. In power, them want to stay. There's a man named Lord after them say, power corrupt and absolute power corrupt absolutely. And that is really where it take place. So we need some people power where, like how we sit down and say, look now, you see all them heap of white flour there, and the whole heap of white rice, and the whole heap of white bread, and all the food them where your granny used to eat, and you want to say, my granny used to eat and not never used something to her. Yeah, not never used something to her because she work it out. Your grandmother never used to sit down in an office with your conditioner burn out her head. Your grandmother used to walk up and down, your mother used to walk up and down, your father used to walk. Never in an office. I never drive in a taxi go there to this. So most of the time you walk, them I walk. So it's a joke business. You can't do what your father used to do or your grandfather used to do now. It's a different time we live in now. All football go on now, your man I say, look at no wifey. I don't want you pass the TV. I don't want you to have the remote now your hand at no time. And please don't say nothing to me. Go find your woman friend them for go talk to. Also from now till July whatsoever when the football match done. Them just sit down there, drink beer, laugh, and hope say the team with them spend the whole of them rent money pan. I hope they win because the Uber guy cuss out hell. Anyway, I mean, let's not click it. Yeah, the time is 4:01. I am suggesting that we take a different turn as it relates to these land where them have a plan cane pan. The cane thing not working anymore. It's not working anymore. So you would know. We need to clear with the land them. And just like at the times in the early 70s, 80s and all them places, where we used to go to Westmoreland and get all the red rice. We don't know what people know, you know. You did have some rice we plant at Westmoreland, you know, where it's red. Look like quinoa. I mean, everybody say quinoa for real, because people are going to think about what me, of course. You know when them quinoa, Neil? No. See it there? See that? No, everybody go there, so. Anyway, me just say that we need to change the mindset of the Jamaican people as it comes on to them eating habits, because we can't have health service, because health service that take up a whole heap of the money. You understand? You don't want to live and you want to be happy, but because you don't have the money to go to the doctor. So prevention is better than to cure. So you don't want to be like the gunman. And as I say it all the while, the gunman kill you out of your yard, you know, you kill yourself in your kitchen. And we need some direction. And me I suggest say, we need to plant some rice in Jamaica. Me not about white rice neither, where you go bleach it after. Because after the man them done take the sugar and carry it forward and them just bleach it out and just send it back come give it. Because black people now want and brown sugar because it look dirty. But the white sugar now, clean. Them don't want to eat whole wheat flour because it's brown. It's like a thing. It's like a thing. Government, where the rice factory there, the rice factory today at Spanish Town, rice which part of them have no man to kill people and extort people. A rice mill used to there right there so. Me used to go there. We take the rice from Westmoreland in the dawn and we carry it, go there and mill it. Bags of the dawn and mill it. What if people hear me talk about this now, don't even know what me talk about. Me talk about the thing, the shell of the rice before it all out. It named dawn. Just like how you have peanut and the red thing upon the peanut and the shell. Well, the same thing you have rice. Rice never come in now. Rice comes same way. It have the shell and then it have you pick it up. You pick it up at the stem and then you have the dawn. And then you dry it and you shake it out. Warm to the rice. Jamaican people love rice. And if we have brown rice in Jamaica, we will not want to import so much of the rice with the valuation of the dollar continuously. We have to look on the food that Jamaican people eat mostly from foreign and say, oh, we can best provide it in Jamaica. So produce it in Jamaica and the production needs to step up. You're the man just talk about it and I totally sanction that. We need to produce more. Everybody has said that. Everybody has said we need to produce more. We need some more agro-industry where you convert the raw material from the ground into factory-produced goods. That we do have, I mean, it's amazing how when we go in the supermarket, I mean, take everything and I look at it. The coconut oil we come from Trinidad is like 200% cheaper than the coconut oil we come from Yasso. Because we don't have enough to produce it, so we produce less, so it sell more expensive. Trinidad, them produce enough of it, so them can't sell it too cheap. And when you go to the supermarket, a quarter of the coconut oil will come from Trinidad is much more. They don't expect the people to buy this, the one. Not that the coconut oil from Trinidad is a terrible oil. The same coconut oil, you know, but not smell nice like Jamaican coconut oil. When you put it in your pot on a Sunday morning and you go cook hockey and you put the scallion and the onion and the thyme in it and the garlic. You stay next door and make people want to come over your house. Jamaican coconut oil. When you put the Trinidadian coconut oil in your pot, man, it come a good oil still, you know. But it don't have that smell, and the smell is what? You know, deal with your appetite, man. Your brains flick with smell. Your brains click with smell. This is the Steppin razor, the art of war. This is the Steppin razor, the art of war. We're there with you. You know, say, you know, me I tell some people, say, night before last, well, in the evening, we take the plane 8 o'clock from Johannesburg to Atlanta. 16 hours in the plane, non-stop. The plane don't stop nowhere until it reach Atlanta. 16 hours. A man I look at me like, it's almost like them a look at me like a lie, me I tell. But for those of us who travel and travel a lot, know say, something goes so. You understand? 16 hours from Johannesburg to Atlanta. And you know, so when you come out there, so you have to take a next plane again for reach Jamaica. So I have no flight. Plus you spend 7 hours in the airport. I wait for the next flight. But as you know, over there in Africa, Johannesburg, surrounding areas, do some things over there. The arts, culture, minister, they must celebrate Children Month. And you know that in June or the 19th, I think it was when them did massacre a whole heap of school picnic, their apartheid regime. Plus, they must celebrate Mandela's birthday next month. So all of this will get connected with it. Them invite you down there to take part. You know, we do a lot of work. But we want to tell you about the Rastafari community that is large between Pretoria and Cape Town and Johannesburg. Enough Rasta. The possibility maybe is that more Rasta there in South Africa right now than Jamaica. But there's a sister that we met more than once since we got down there, where she was brave enough to enter politics in South Africa. So she run for election in South Africa, and we decided to interview her because being outside of Jamaica, Rasta woman, and all them look on Rasta in them place, because we well forward right now. We struggle deep now that really and truly, even all me so now we're on the radio for 20 odd years and now can still there so. You understand? And come on a certain vibes where we know say we're important. The voice is important on the radio. So this little sister enter politics and she run. And we want to play an interview where we do with her in Joburg about her situation as a Rastafari sister in a run for politics in Johannesburg. She live at Soweto actually. Yes, I'm sitting here in South Africa talking to a sister named Lando. Lando, what's the last name? Tell me.
Lando Mnguni.
Lando Mnguni. She is authentic South African. From which nation?
Oh, I'm paternally Pedi, but I was raised by my maternal family. We are Ndebele. So it's Nguni of the Ndebele tribe. If you see a lot of the African art, South African art, it's from the Ndebele arts. They wear the long gold.
Oh, yeah, the gold neck piece.
Yes, Esther Mahlangu is one of our most famous Ndebele exports.
So what's the difference between you and the Zulus?
The difference is really...
Because I know most people know the Zulus.
Location. Yeah. I think it's really location. Your Zulu people come from Natal, the KwaZulu-Natal area, and their king is uZwelithini. We come from Mpumalanga side, which is near Limpopo.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really a location thing. But even our languages are very much similar to each other. If you can speak Zulu, then you generally understand Isindebele.
Okay. All right. My interest in this sister here at this point, is over the years, I've heard of the sister who is a Rasta sister who entered South African politics, put up herself for election in the political scheme of South Africa. So, all right, you have to tell me now how you come to start to get interested in the politics and how that connect with your Rastafari belief system.
It was never really a plan of mine to enter the political system of South Africa. It was more an opportunity that presented itself to the Rasta community. There was a specific political party which was new in the political landscape of South Africa, which in South Africa, if you don't have a big, long history in politics, it's very hard to attract new members. So they saw a gap within the political system of South Africa in the Rasta community, that there is no political organization that is a voice for Rasta people. So this political party decided to be a voice for the Rasta people. So they approached Rastas and they said, look, we are a new party and we would like to be your voice politically. So that's really how the opportunity came about.
So who they approach? Is an organization of Rastafari?
It's non-Rasta organization. It has common men within. They were dealing with issues around land evictions, people who occupy land illegally. That was one of the big key issues. So I think they were really looking at people who were not represented by other political parties.
So not necessarily Rasta then.
Not only Rasta.
Disenfranchised South Africans.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so how did you personally come in line to be the person who's now going to move into that and not the next Rasta?
I've always been some sort of a voice of the Rasta, specifically the Rasta woman. So I've always been very involved in terms of having access to information when it comes to the Rasta community. So when this opportunity presented itself, I was fortunate enough to be there. So I met the leaders of this party, and then they presented their cause, and we liked that opportunity because it's very expensive to register a political party, one which can qualify for local government elections. It's thousands of rands, which the Rasta community didn't have at that stage. So what they were looking for were wards. We have different wards. So each area is a ward. So like Rosebank, you have your Sandton, you have your Yeovil. It's a separate ward. So we have the national government elections, and then we have our municipal elections. So this was specifically for municipal elections. So they happen 4 years alternatively. So there's like a 2-year break in between.
So it was not national thing.
It was not national. This was a municipal. So being in Gauteng, I was standing for Gauteng, for my region where I live. So you needed to be a registered voter, because you don't just go and vote generally in South Africa when you vote. You need to be a registered voter. The IEC, you register with the IEC, and you register based on your locality where you live. So I was fortunate enough to have been a registered voter. A lot of Rastas were not registered voters because they're anti-Babylon. So they don't want to deal with voting. So I'm not like that. I was a registered voter.
So,
I had previously voted for other municipal and local and national elections. So they check according to the IEC who is a previously registered voter. So I came up on their system. So because of that, I was able to stand as a ward councillor. Now your councillor gives you the opportunity to be mayor of your region.
Okay.
Yes. So our region specifically being the city of Johannesburg, that's where my municipality falls under. So I was the ward candidate for our party within the Gauteng region.
All right, so how did the Rasta community view you doing this? Did they never come out and say you're a tribal leader for Rasta, or you put up yourself to do that when you never get no no, it was recommended by the head of the Rasta them in South Africa, or them view it?
I think, especially viewing the patriarchy of the Rasta community, there will always be those voices being aired, whether we like it or not. But those who were involved in the process understand why I was involved. I was not the only Rasta person. There were a few others. But I think because of the way that I present myself, I was able to sustain a longer relationship with the political party, that I was able to actually gain a seat within the legislature and actually stand for the municipal elections, where I actually came third in my ward.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, this is after, first was the IFP, because...
you have to explain these initials.
I will do so. IFP is really the Zulu party. It's Mangosuthu's party. It's very tribal. South Africa is also a very tribal party. So because there's a hostel, if you're next time you come to South Africa, I'd love to take you deeper into Soweto so that you can understand how the segregation works, that we weren't only separated by race but even by tribes. So IFP is the Zulu's party. So because my ward is a Zulu area, IFP is the dominant party there. And then it's the Nkatha Freedom Party, right? Then you have your ANC, which was second. So this new party, relatively unknown, I think because I spoke so well to the youth, it came third. Okay. So,
all right. So my ask, recently this festival that I came to know, the Jazz Festival, it was not kept, and the guy who came from America was trying to explain us to us about the ANC versus the
DA.
The DA. All right. So the DA, I know that the ANC is mostly Zulu people. It's mostly Zulu people.
It's
a mixture.
It's a mixture.
All right. So the DA is who now? Because it's
the
like
DA
new development.
is your Bapi white, your Bapi black people, and by Bapi I mean I'd fit in very well in the DA because I speak so well. I speak really good English, It's very affluent black people, the up-class ones, middle-class up black, yes. People who are anti the ANC, they're more aligned to the DA. The DA is a former white party. It's a marriage of the former National Party. They formed the DA, so it's yeah.
So look at that question. Yes. The Minister of Arts and Culture, which party?
He's the ANC.
Mr. Because I was trying to find out how that works.
Very ANC.
So the night when was in that function in I don't remember which.
Yes,
they was talking on the stage. Who were those people? Were the NCRDA people? Who were they?
Then the Minister of Arts and Culture, because ANC gained 2/3 majority in elections, meaning most of the voters, if you get 2/3 majority, then they have the majority say and majority seats on parliament. So that's why they have most members of parliament nationally will be from the ANC. Yes. So he is an ANC person. So he was ANC. But then you had many youths, I think you could see from the questions that they were raising, were anti-ANC.
Anti-ANC, yeah.
Very anti-ANC.
The ANC dropped the ball.
Absolutely, it has a lot. It's no longer that voice for the community as it used to be during the apartheid area. I think our struggle is different right now. No, he did not help it at all. No, he didn't at all. So you have like the EFF now, which is the Julius Malema party, which is serious competition for the ANC.
So he's the one who's looking for land reform.
Yes, he's the one and he was actually the president of the ANC Youth League, and then the ANC kicked him out because he was not behaving according to the way they expect him to behave. So he went and started his own party, but word has it the ANC actually wants to invite him back to the ANC.
And I think that was the problem Winnie had with the ANC too.
Absolutely. A lot of people have a problem with the ANC as it is now. During apartheid we were all fighting for one cause. We were fighting against apartheid. But now we're all fighting for economic freedom. We want equal opportunities, land issues, power. But ANC kind of keeps it to themselves. So that's why people move away from the ANC and they find other parties to align with.
All right, so go back to the Rasta in the election now.
Yes.
So what happened? You won?
I didn't win my ward, unfortunately, but I did gain quite a high number of votes, actually higher than other members in other wards. So there was a conflict within this party in terms of who is the leader, because we only had one seat in the Gauteng municipality. So when I joined the party, she was a woman. She was in charge. So she was the member of parliament. So she'd have the seat in parliament when there's seatings in the legislature. Because you need to understand there's national government and there's local government. So local government sits locally. Each do they? Okay. So each region, Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape, Eastern Cape, they have their own members of parliament. Yes.
And they have like in America, it was in the federal government.
Absolutely.
And the state
that's it. So there was a conflict with the seats. So the woman was kicked out for certain reasons, which I'd rather not go into right now.
Why you don't want to go into it?
Because I don't think it's not my issue. It's not my issue. It's not my issue. And to be quite honest, I really don't know the bottom of it. I didn't sit down with the woman and find out her story. I sat with the guy who called me in and said, Landu, listen, I'm no longer going to be the researcher of this political party. Can you be our researcher? So that's how I got an office space within the Gauteng legislature. So I had an office in the legislature, and as a political party researcher, you have to maintain a very good relationship, one with your members, so that you can raise issues, guide the member in terms of the issues to raise on behalf of their members. So that was really my link between the member of parliament and the members and the legislator. My role was to advise the member that, okay, you have a seating today, the members are concerned about 1, 2, 3, raise these issues, you know. So I need to maintain good relationship with the members. So that was my role. I was a political party researcher. There is a political party job, because you have the admin staff and you have the political party staff. So for about a year I was in that position.
1 year?
Yes, 1 year. That's about 10 years ago, actually. So I held that seat, and I think I held it with a lot of pride, I must say. I really did enjoy it. In terms of the Rasta community, I don't think I had their full support. One, as I said, because of the patriarchy of our community.
The idea of politics.
Yes, some because of that political idea that Rasta not deal with politics. So I didn't have that warmth and that welcome as I would have liked to. Yes.
You know, in Jamaica, the first Rasta that entered politics, in the name Sam Brown.
Okay.
Sam Brown decided that he was going to go into politics, and he was blasted by the Rastafari and said, born politics. But now, we have seen a different thinking amongst Rastafari community, where we have like a man come up and say it's Rasta Party, them farm Rasta Party have the Marcus Garvey party where it's Rasta involved in it. You know, you have a virgin named Asta Black, who is consistently forthright, getting into, you know, the voting part of the situation thing. So it reached a stage now where I think a whole heap of Rasta who see themselves as politically inclined is able now to cope with that idea of being in politics to try and change situation. And I know that you did. You tried to. I tried to. Well, I think the South African Rastafari, based upon the way I say, is not evolved into that level yet. Maybe 5 years from now you do it again. you would get a bigger
More
support.
success. I think I would, especially within Rasta, we have our own politics that we're trying to deal with. Is Naipeni superior to 12 tribes, to your free common Rasta, who's going to be the voice of the Rasta? So you have the organizations like the Rastafari United Front, which are really trying to be that voice and gravitate everything towards that oneness. That yes, you can be different, it's okay, but let's be together, because we are faced with many political issues, whether we like it or not. One can be the herb. How are we going to deal with that issue? It needs to be addressed politically. You have children who are born into a Rasta family, they go to school and then chop them locks because they don't understand the concept of having locks. And you need to deal with the Department of Education on that level. You have people who at work, they need to do blood tests or urine tests to check if there's any drug usage, and then you get into trouble if they find her. Absolutely. So if we have a set structure to be the voice of Rasta people, we can address these issues. So we need to organize in some.
Yeah. So I ask, would you again take part in a situation like
absolutely.
that?
I would absolutely.
From what angle? Tell me from what angle?
From a diplomatic angle. From a diplomatic angle. I think I have a very diplomatic approach. I'm able to converse with the diplomats at that higher level. Absolutely. I'm not a Protestant. I'm not one of those people who are going to be in the streets doing. I can't do that. It's not in me. But I can sit in a boardroom and have that conversation with those diplomats. So I definitely.
Well, Lando, you're very. I can see, knowing you over the years, that you move. You have the strength and the power. And I find I will leave for the woman them think different, but the thinking is forward. Yes. I find it even more with the female them who say them is Rasta than the male them, because I think this in South Africa, this ganja thing kind of getting to the way of the Rastafari male community. I don't know about you, Steve, because I see you can't do without your little ganja. But I don't see it as rigid as we are see like in a Cape Town. When I go down to Cape Town and I cry, years ago I go down there and cry, because every time you start mentioning something, them start to talk about ganja. I mean, nothing wrong with Rasta talk about ganja, given that the prosecution will go on with Rasta, but it cannot be that this is the central point of the struggle.
I mean, how many people smoke ganja yet are not Rasta? So we cannot make the ganja the core of what makes us who we are. It goes beyond that. It's about centering with your Africanness. For me, that is the center.
Yeah, of course. People are saying, "Oh, 2 minutes smoke ganja where me attack." I 2 minutes smoke ganja where I attack them.
No, I mean, so mmany people smoke ganja and they have no concept of Africa. They just want to get high.
Bill Clinton smoke ganja.
Absolutely, yes, he does.
Anyway, give time.
Thanks
for your time. You know, when this come over the radio like Jamaica,
yes,
trust me, some of your South African brethren association must hear it.
That will be.
So I don't know how them going to respond to it, but them have to just sup it. Just so you understand.
We've got the saying that just be strong, JPS. They must just be strong.
Just be strong.
What it is. JPS.
Okay, all right, give time.
Strong. Give thanks.
Yeah, that was an interview we did with the sister Lando, and she was one of the ones, well, not the only one, as a Rasta enter politics in South Africa. We want to remind you that between 4 and 5 is brought here by Guinness, made of more. So we're going to go to music news. Yes, well, people are weep over the last Argentina. Last year, hush, leave you be, but the World Cup look unpredictable. With a big team, them not living up to what they have been expected to do. You know, Germany, Brazil, these countries is Argentina is where people that say yes, but imagine Mexico. You know, Mexico. People are thinking about Mexico. Can you believe that? People are thinking about Mexico. Okay. All right. So, we'll eat more left. And we're going to see what's happening at the space at the time. In the meantime, in between time, this is the Steppin Razor. This is the Steppin Razor. We're there with you upon this big football day when whole heap of people are mourning and are grown. German.
Yo.
Oh, where's the Argentina done with?
I went a 3 team we go find out. As Orthodox, 3 team. Argentina, Germany, and Brazil.
Oh, Brazil alone left. Because Germany done now too. Germany done, Argentina done.
Well, this World Cup is very interesting.
Yes.
We can't bet for it.
Well, you look like you got foreign though. You just like you got foreign. Eh? In and what? In and out. Why you do that fast? Okay, here we go. I'm going like, this is an important announcement from the National Water Commission. The National Water Commission is advising that as part of its ongoing non-revenue water reduction program, it will be conducting system maintenance works in several sections of the corporate area. These works will result in water supply disruptions today, Thursday, June the 21st, 2018, from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., Friday, June the 22nd, 2018. I like Anila, I'm not for work because I'm not have no water the whole week. Never pay no water bill. Areas affected will include Garden Town, Ligony, Oak Pastures, Mona, Hope Road, Long Mountain, Barbican, New Kingston, Crossroads, Mountain View, Vineyard Town, Harbour View, Palisade Strip, several sections of downtown Kingston and Trenchtown. That's all like the whole of Kingston. Customers urged to store water for use during this period. That was an important announcement from the National Water Commission. Can you believe that? Okay, so remember, people, be it from now, you're going to party and I jump up for Argentina, we lose a while ago. Remember, the water go lock off. Understand? Okay, so we have our sister on the line here. Good afternoon. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello, Muta. Good afternoon. Did you have a good trip to South Africa?
It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes, a beautiful country, isn't it?
Beautiful. And your voice sounded like you was on the radio last week, too.
I was on the radio last week.
I was listening to you from South Africa.
Very good memory.
I was listening to you from South Africa.
I know you were.
Yeah, man, I was listening, man. I say, but this voice sounds familiar. Okay. You was talking about Post Seco.
Yes, Muta. We've still not been getting anywhere with information coming out about it. As you heard last week, we were saying that Port Seco, as it is now, a beautiful project, but it's not for us poor or local people anymore because there's no way we can afford 1,000 to go in or 750 if you live in Discovery Bay. No food, no drinks. So basically, we have to now accept that Port Seco is just for tourists and the well-heeled.
No, but you just don't have to accept it, You just don't have to accept it.
No, but listen, I think you don't have to accept it, and we can fight to get some of the costs down. But as far as they're concerned, they put a lot of money in it, and that's it. But what we are very concerned about, Muta, and this is where I want the nation to hear us, and I want the nation to come out with us so that the government can hear us and do something. Because as you know, governments ignore you except you're rich and famous. What is happening is that Red Cross has a beach that was given to them in 1977 by Kaiser. And you know, the bauxite company was something like 51% government, 49 bauxite company. So the government had a lot to do with this. And Red Cross has always allowed people on the beach, and right now we don't know if we have any access to that beach because Red Cross is refusing to talk with us, to give us any information. The rumor coming out, and believe me, there's never smoke without fire, because every rumor we've heard so far has come to pass. And the rumor coming out is that Port Seco is expanding. there are 4 beaches. There's Portosica as was, and then there is Members Beach next door with a lot of lot owners who have beach access, and the lot owners are now mad because that beach has been leased by a group of people who call themselves the management committee, and Portosica's now got 25 years with that.
So where's the Red Cross section? Where's the Red Cross section?
The Red Cross section comes after that bit. That's the 3rd beach, which is usually called Peach Beach.
Yes.
Now, Peach Beach is what, and Members Beach to an extent and Peach Beach are the 2 beaches that we really are going to have to stand up to the big boys and say, no, no, no. Local people need a public beach where they can go and have picnics, where their children can learn to swim, where people can have recreation. We cannot let it go, Muta. And we are trying to get, and I'm seeking your support as well. We're trying to get Red Cross to tell us, what is the status of the beach now? Is it true what we're hearing?
We need to get in contact with Red Cross, Tamara. I don't know if we can do it before the program done, the program live, but my ask you comes I could go forward a little. Portosico. What name again?
Mr. Benjamin.
Mr. Benjamin. Everybody approach Mr. Benjamin and tell him the situation and the hardship that is occurring now because of this new listing.
Yeah, we've tried Mr. Benjamin. We've been trying Mr. Benjamin and the management committee for the last 2 years to just tell us what their plans are and if they could talk with us. We're not getting anywhere.
And the Minister of Labour, what's your name again?
Well, we tried local government because we thought municipal corporation would come under local government and they would have something to do with building permits. They're not answering either.
Yes,
we've tried the Prime Minister. He's not answering either.
The Prime Minister don't go to beach and them walk in the river.
No, the Prime... I was just going to say the Prime Minister land in helicopter.
Yeah, barefoot too. He follow me. Anyway, it's all right. So I can ask you something now. This citizens that is really concerned about how much of you really is in that concerned group.
Well, we had 200. We had an impromptu, almost impromptu, protest meeting in front of Portosica a month ago, exactly, and 200 people turned up, and that was almost impromptu. We only had a week to organize that, so that tells you that people feel very strongly about it. But Muta, you know, because you're a man of the people. What happened is that, like the man at the sea this morning said to me, Miss, we know so we're not gonna get anywhere because that we're not white and we're not rich and we're not government.
All right, so you know, Kenny Benjamin placed up a all up road, so. So why don't go up there
to protest?
Yeah.
Well, we can protest right here at Portosica.
No, but you say but you do that already. Him not down there, so.
He comes down some regularly. He comes down here regularly.
Yeah, but him always do up him security place. You don't need to lead a delegation, go up there. You don't need to
lead a delegation up to Guardsman.
Yeah, man, up the same day. I need that. You know, I mean, you don't need to lead a delegation, go up there. For sure, him say it isn't, you know, it can't work that way. I mean, we know say the government give it and way, but I mean, really and truly. Because me hear, me have a little video here where a woman a complain about upper Portland there.
Yeah, Winifred Beach?
Upper the what them call the place again? Herald Flynn place there.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, you can complain upon it, but you don't need to confront Mr. Benjamin about it. You don't need to confront him.
Well, we are trying to confront him. I mean, we've tried to do things in a way that's non-aggressive to start off with. No, we're not aggression, you know. We just say, just like on the demonstrate out there, so. When I demonstrate, the taxi man may pass, the bus may pass. I mean, really. This is where the man, because you say, you can't get a meet with him. No. Well, if you can't get a meet with him, you go spot him there, you know.
Mohammed, the mountain have to come to Mohammed sometime, you know?
Yeah, we'll take that on board, and we're having a meeting tonight. St. Anne Parish Council should
With who going to be in the
Municipal
meeting?
Corporation should be at that, send somebody to that meeting.
Okay.
And NEPA should have been there, but I just had a phone call that they will have to reorganize because they're waiting to get some more information about the whole Bay Area for us.
Yeah.
So we are really trying to find out what is going on with the development, and that basically, even if Kenny Benjamin reduces the price for us going into Porta Seca, the bigger issue is that we need public access to Peach Beach.
Definitely.
We really do need public access
So, I
to
never
Peach
hear about
Beach.
this Red Cross thing before, you know. This sound like something I never hear before. Red Cross.
Yeah, man, Red Cross.
companies.
You see, what happened is that the beaches have been cut up when Bauxite decided to give it to different people. And lot owners, like where I live, our lot is one side, then another lot is for the people in another side, and then you have Peach Beach was supposed to be for the Red Cross. But we are trying to find out from Red Cross what is going on with Peach Beach, because we've been told that they have also leased it
So,
to Mr. Benjamin.
talk to already.
We have written to Red Cross over and over.
Talk to,
we
not
have
written.
spoken
No,
to-
look at them people in the answer letter, you know. Written, talk to. Talk to.
We've talked to the president of Red Cross,
And what
Mr.
them say?
Edwards.
And what them say?
He's Dr. Edwards, is it? We have spoken to him. We have spoken to the ex-president of Red Cross, and he directed us to a lady called Yvonne Clark. We have written to Miss Yvonne Clark as he suggested, and we've not got anywhere.
So where Miss Yvonne Clark is?
What is happening, Muta? It is obvious that there have been a lot of closed doors deals that have happened.
Yeah.
And basically, they happened even before we in the community realized what was going on.
Yeah, them are rob we blind in front of we, and we not even see it.
Exactly. And then when we have a hint that something is happening and we try to get information, we don't get anywhere. We just get blocked. You know? And when we try, the people are supposed to be the servants of the people, looking after the people, the guardians. We don't get anything from government as well.
None of the minister, them no answer, none of the representative from the present government, no have
St. Anne Parish Council is sending someone today. But what I was told earlier on by the head of the planning department is that they've given permission for a phase 2. And so we now want to know what is phase 2 because there's nowhere else on the present site for cottages to be built.
But when I say, all the people that say, "Good, come this evening," them can't get no car for come because them have no gas money and all them something there. So it's a big problem. When I say, "You don't need to step up the thing, man. You don't need to step it up. Really and truly, you don't need to step it up, man."
Well, what we're going to ask you to do, because I heard you speaking to Shamara, you try and find out from Red Cross for me if you can what is going on. You as a public figure, try and find out from Mr. Benjamin what is the proposed development for the beach area. If we can get that information, we're going to do an online petition, and we've already got over 200 signatures about that we don't want a dolphin cove down here. There's one in Ocherius. We don't need another dolphin cove down here, and we the people need a local beach.
Who going to set up a dolphin thing down there?
Well, Mr. Burroughs, who used to be the one at the Ocherius one, he and Mr. Benjamin are wanting to set up one. They've applied to NEPA to set up a dolphin cove down here.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
And so this is it, you see. So you're really up against people who've got a lot of influence.
Yes.
And we are at the other
money.
stage saying now to NEPA and to Parish Council, this can't go on. But you see, as I said to you, today is the first I'm hearing from Parish Council that they've actually given permission for a Phase 2 development months and months ago. When I asked them in November 2017, can they please tell us what has been granted or been applied for? And they never told me anything about a Phase 2.
No.
So you see, this is how this is what we're fighting against.
Yeah, deception.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's see if we can find go to the top.
Dr. Edwards is Red Cross with Miss Yvonne Clark, who is supposed to be responsible. Because the guy who used to live down there and clean up the place, he was told a few weeks ago that he has to leave because it's going to be new management. Yeah. So something is afoot.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's see where we can work out.
All right, I look forward to hearing from you, Muta.
Give thanks, man, Harry. Yes, this is an ongoing thing, you know. It's really an ongoing thing where it really disgusting, man. Disgusting, very disgusting. We want to talk to one of the people them people I try to talk to and can't get. I want that. How are you, Simone? I'm good. Well, you look nice today. You look nice and whole heap of time, you know, but yeah, what you may say, we need to talk to somebody who those people not getting. You understand? That's what we really need to do. And really and truly, we need to talk to Kenny Benjamin. We need to talk to him. You know, I'm a passing place all the while, you know. I go up the road, you know. Maybe we should just turn it there and see. He have some serious dog in there too, you know. But to me a dog too. No, but it's a serious thing though. It's a serious thing. This beach thing and this property and dividing of the land where the people them supposed to have access to, it's an ongoing thing where it's ridiculous. You mean we're going to get boxed in, you know? We're going to get boxed in to Jamaica. We're going to get boxed in. The only place right now, me say, where them things that really not up now is down at Treasure Beach. And there's a kind of sensibility with the owners them down at Treasure Beach, where them understand that level there, where access must be granted. So you got Calabash Bay, Billis Bay and all them people, even though the man them put up them big house, them still give a part where that means them like how me a place down there, me can get up at 12 o'clock at the night and just walk through the path and go down on the beach. Just like Calabash Bay and all them people, nobody now stop you. You know, see it. So I don't know if little more from this, that accessibility going to move too. But as far as me say, Treasure Beach seems to be the only little place right now we're left where rich people build house on the beach end, but still give access to where them want to call the locals them for move along there. You know, see it. So I don't know if we can get one of these people. I don't like how Shaina Robinson just quiet though, you know. She quiet, you know, it's like, she's the Minister of Labour. I'm a lover, you know. I'm a friend, you know. But she kind of quiet. Shaina, I mean, really. I mean, she come along all the while with the Marcus Garvey thing and, you know, she's such a nice lady. But I don't like how she quiet, Rasta, when the Minister of Labour. You remember all the man them were supposed to get the contract and them were build up with the hotel thing and thing. All that no secret, you know. That no secret, you know, from the program you start. The Steppin with a start, you know. We are contact and a confront that thing there, you know. And we are here to the people them who responsibility are foreign, you know. And the worker them, the contractor them, all them people supposed to get paid, them still don't get paid. And even though them don't know where them are going to do. After 4 years, them know where them are going to do because, you know, them drop long dead because them never get paid. But really and truly, them supposed to get paid. We are laughing. Later, you somebody say, well, we don't know what we are going to do, you know. And 3 years time, them say, we don't know what we are going to do, you know. And them still don't know what they are going to do, you know. But Shaina, she just quiet trust her. I mean, it's what happened. She turned Christian. I mean, it's where I go on. She just mild and mellow. You know, it's like she just cool and not much. And I don't like what she name. Me had a friend name again. Anna. Oh gosh, man, she busy. Anna busy. Yeah, man, if a dance keep down the road, but I tell you who was the popular artist for the dance and all that stuff there. She was busy. And then she have what it takes to make you look. And get the Roman Catholic priest dizzy. May I tell you? She busy, you know. She busy. She's the opposition foreign affairs person. But China, believe you me, it's like what me say, like Bob say, visible. Yeah. Even though Babs is still, hey, Miss Grange, I can't call her Babsy. She said I can't call her Babsy. Me and her afraid. Babsy, my teeth them a drop out, you know. I no see no music all I make it, you know. Me hear say Lana choir and all these things. My teeth them a shake. And my hand them look like it a get crimpled up. Shamara, stop look for me now. We look too much like dinosaur. And me no see nothing go on with the music thing. I go to South Africa, I'm jealous, you know. When I say jealous, you know, I'm jealous because the place them put me in a nail. If you want to the theater them, I mean, me want to know pants down when you look out there. I mean, the theater them just look pretty. And every town, even in that some part where they call township, I see them theater they build up and me I say, why Jamaica can't just have a place for the music? And Babs is sit down and tell me, say, it a work pan, you know. I don't know how much work pan it can work pan, so, you know. I mean, I say, nothing, I see sports center, build up sport. And I say it again, I'm not jealous over the sports thing, you know, but I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Because every time I see movement make, it's towards sport. The music, they're on the back burner. The music, they're on the back burner. And when we see now the workers of Jamaica and the people, they're on the back burner. Because of no access to beach, the musicians them do so much thing for Jamaica, and there's no place to represent the music. They have to put the music in a place where we make for sports. It's joke business. The Minister of Labour, we not hear she say nothing about none of the things that we hear are going. Not even in a Ocherios at all. Nothing. So me don't know is where I go on. Me don't know. Anyway, 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 me don't know.